Think anime training works? Well, physics says they should be paralyzed, ruptured, or immobile. But stick around, I'll show you how Shonen's lethal training plans actually improved my own gains. To the math. We're running the numbers on Vegeta's 400 times gravity training, Saitama jumping off the moon, and Tanjiro pushing a rock. But let's start with every gym bro's worst nightmare. Friction. Our first catastrophic failure is the humble force of friction. Here, Tanjiro is tasked with moving a giant 3-meter boulder. For some physics. To determine the mass of our boulder, we have the density of granite times the volume of the boulder. Then we get a total mass of 48,000 kilograms. That's almost 50 tons. Now, his muscles might be magic, but the laws of friction are not. The only thing stopping him from being pushed backwards and sliding along the ground is a static friction between his feet and the ground. The maximum friction he can generate is limited by his own meager body weight, his mass times gravity. Since the required force to move a 50-ton object is upwards of 60 to 70 tons, and Tanjiro only weighs about 60 to 70 kilograms, meaning the maximum frictional force between his sandals and the floor can only be around 700 newtons, Tanjiro wouldn't have a chance of moving the boulder. He'd always slide first, regardless of how strong his legs are or how much he can push. Training failed. Vegeta's a Saiyan. He's super strong and heals faster than everyone else and somehow gets a 30% buff. But even though his bones and his muscles can handle this amount of compression, his heart can't. His heart still has to pump that blood to his brain and his muscles and his skin, and it might not be able to do that at 400 times gravity. Let's cut to the math. Using our pressure equation of the density of our medium times the gravity times the height to the brain, we can determine how much pressure he has to experience normally. Under 1 Earth's gravity, this number is pretty standard, but if our gravity is suddenly equal to 400 times the gravity of Earth, the pressure our blood vessels and our heart has to pump increases 400 times. At 400 times Earth's gravity, his blood vessels become so heavy, the pressure required to pump the fluid to his brain is over 1.2 megapascals. I'm no doctor, so let me know if I pronounce this wrong in the comments, but the human aorta, the largest blood vessel, bursts around 0.3 megapascals. This is over 4 times that. Vegeta's heart doesn't get any stronger. It experiences explosive catastrophic failure almost instantly. His brain would starve of oxygen, his eyes would black out, and his body, now weighing 24 tons, would crush his skeleton. I don't think that was a very productive training session, but yeah. Finally, we have the biggest feat of non-training strength, Saitama. In his fight with Boros, he jumps from the moon back to Earth in just a few short seconds. That distance is 384,000 kilometers. Saitama to jump from the moon all the way to Earth in about 6 seconds, covering about 386,000 kilometers. His average velocity is on the terms of 64 million meters per second. To understand the weirdness of this number, check out my Flash video where I cover all the strange physics that occurs as we get closer and closer to the speed of light. We need to calculate some impulse. Our impulse momentum formula, the integral force with respect to time is equal to some change in momentum, and plugging in our final velocity here, we get a total output force of 4.48 times 10 to the 10th newtons. That's not just a high number. That's the equivalent of the dinosaur killing asteroid in terms of energy. By executing that jump, he would have had enough force to shatter the moon's crust. He wouldn't just leave a crater, he would effectively turn the moon into a debris field. Boros would have been hit by the resulting shockwave and lunar debris before Saitama landed. Physics failed the moon. So we've broken down some of the top moments of catastrophic physics failure in Shonen anime. But the point of this video was far from saying that anime training is stupid or useless because it doesn't follow the laws of the universe, but rather that the anime trope of train almost lethally one time every single season and get something brand new out of it the next day is a lie. We can't just train hard once and reap the benefits forever. But rather it's consistency and discipline that really drive through and cause strong change and make us strong people. The thing that you do every single day matters far, far more than the one thing you do to failure. Additionally, those 3 fatal flaws, friction, gravity, and impulse, govern almost everything in our world, including our training. For me specifically, I train gravity not with a gravity chamber, regardless of how bad I want one, but with putting more weight in the bar. I train harder every single day trying to put a little bit more weight on a little bar so I can move it just to fight gravity. And friction? Without friction, I'm not going to be throwing anyone to the ground. Without friction, I can't hold my opponents down and submit them. And impulse, I use to train explosively. I can't sprint hard without impulse, and I can't move weight quickly and be athletic without impulse. All of it has its place. With all that being said, physics didn't ruin anime, but it taught me that growing 1% every single day means far, far more than growing 100% one day. Anyways, I'm Kartik. Thank you for watching. This has been Physics Didn't Ruin It, and have a great day.